Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the NK show, and today I'm going to be talking to you about what you should be doing if you're stuck in an abusive relationship. Today I want to talk to you about being stuck in an abusive relationship. Oftentimes we don't realize, sometimes it's subtle and it creeps upon us, but we find out that we're in an abusive relationship. Other times it's really obvious, there's a lot of control, there's beatings, there's financial abuse. But I don't want to talk about like the signs and symptoms. I'm going to do that in another video. But today I want to talk to you about if you've come to the realization that, hey, I am in an abusive relationship, what can I do? These are my top 3 tips that you should be doing straight away if you're in an abusive relationship. Number one, and the first and foremost, is make sure that you are safe. Ask yourself, if you continue in this relationship, how safe are you? And if you have children, what's the impact that it's having on those children? If you're having arguments every day, if you're being controlled, if you're walking on eggshells, if you're being beaten, if you're being called names, put down, treated with contempt, think about the environment that you're in and think about your children. Are they safe there? And if you stay there long term, what's the implication? What's going to happen for you and for them in a year's time, in 2 years' time, in 3 years' time, in 10 years' time? Ask yourself, are you safe? And how long do you put up with this? Number 2 is seek help. Whether that's reading books, reading articles, getting yourself a counsellor, going to see a doctor, please reach out and get help. Because it's so important that women in abuse ask for help. Because what happens is this: you're so conditioned in that situation, you're used to that environment, that you don't often think that there's anything wrong. And you know there's something wrong, but you don't really know an alternate. It's like it being in the Matrix. You only know this one world and you don't know what's out there, and it's scary because that person provides everything for you. Emotional security, probably, even if it's a bit warped at the moment. You think that people will not believe you. I get a lot of that, who's going to believe me? There's manipulation going on. Your sense of reality can be blurred. You might be being beaten, you might be afraid that there'll be no financial support, who will look after your children, and so on and so forth. And so you want to definitely go out and seek some help. Find a good counsellor, read some books, read articles, speak to somebody that you feel safe about, and get an alternate view. Because the more you expose yourself to an alternate, the stronger it will make you to deciding if you finally decide to leave. And number 3, if you're in an abusive relationship, is connect with Allah. Remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that those people who are in oppression, there's no veil between them and their dua to Allah. Allah hates oppression. Allah hates it. And remember that suffering in silence is not patience. This idea that, be patient, or if you stay a bit longer, this will be rewarding. Being oppressed and staying in that is not patience. It's not patience. Being oppressed and staying in that is zulm. It's oppression, and you are a victim to that. And the only way that you're going to get out of it is if you become responsible. That doesn't mean that you're to blame for the things that are happening. No. It just means that you take ownership for what's yours. You decide, like, right now, I'm going to do something for me. I'm going to make that choice. And remember, when you're in oppression, Allah is answering your du'as. So make strong du'as. Ask Allah for safety, for security, to give you the inner strength that you need, to help you to understand, to move away, to change the circumstances. Whatever that dua might be, it will come from your heart. Make that intention. Make sure you read your salahs on time. Keep your wudu. And ask Allah for guidance, because that's where it's going to come from. And once you have that inner connection with Allah and your belief increases and you realize that I don't have to be in an oppressive situation. Allah didn't want this for me. This is not martyrdom to be in a relationship where I'm being abused. This is not patience. Patience is when you fight against oppression, when you walk away, because that's going to be hard in itself. It's not easy to be on your own. but it's not any better, and actually it's actually a much better choice to be on your own if you're in abuse, because it affects you mentally, it affects your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it definitely affects the next generation. So I'll leave you with that. Those are my 3 tips. If you enjoyed this video and you found it beneficial, please like it and subscribe to my channel down below.